Welcome to the new Mini family. This is Gabe from MotoringFile, and together we have the F66, the J01, and this beautiful dog that has a place to be, clearly, and the Countryman. This is the first time we've seen all three of these together, and it is really, really nice to actually see the similarities, but also the differences between the three models. Let's start with the J01, which is an all-new electric from the ground up Mini. It is the first one we've ever seen. When we think about from the ground up an electric Mini, this is a car that very, very subtly changes some of the dimensions of the Mini Cooper. We see this windshield that is kind of canted back. It's much more sleek than it was in the past. These headlights are sort of turned to the outside to create, again, a little bit more of that sort of wind sheeting drag coefficient that we're looking for, that lower drag coefficient, that Coke bottle shape, and this elegant sort of bend back into the hatch. These are all things we've really never seen before. This is a car that has curves where we've just never seen them on a Mini. And again, it's really functional. This is about creating a car that's slipperier in the wind and ultimately more efficient, getting more range for its buyer. You also notice this controversial rear taillight. We'll see more of that in a second. You either love it, you hate it. It is clearly a key part of the design of this car. When you see it in person, you realize how this whole fender kind of flows into it, and it starts to make a bit more sense. Now, this is the newest Mini Cooper, again, all new from the ground up. What we have today for the first time, which is so interesting, is the F66, which is, of course, an older Mini Cooper in a lot of ways. It was just launched a couple days ago, but secretly beneath the skin, this is based on the F56, which originally was shown in 2013. Of course, Mini has re-engineered this car thoroughly. So we have a car that in a lot of ways is brand new. For instance, we see the same exact design language we just saw in the J01 here with the taillights and that sort of cross member in the back. You see this line here, subtle, but it absolutely mimics what we just saw in the J01. Wheels are identical in some respects. The entire shape of the car and sort of the minimal design quality is very, very similar to that J01 and that charismatic simplicity. And when we go inside, we see something that is shockingly different than we've seen before from the F56, and of course, identical to the J01. A completely new user experience, a new seat, new steering wheel, new materials as well. But it's when we go to the front that we see stark similarities, almost identical qualities in a way. And it's so amazing because, of course, this started as a very different car. You've got a Mini Cooper S with no hood scoop. You've got a very, very clean, minimal line here. And these headlights, which, while they look identical, they actually are unique to this car, but they mimic that design perfectly. And they've done it in a way that preserved, of course, the clamshell bonnet, the plastic fenders, and some of the hallmarks that we've seen in the past from the F56. So together at last, the J01 and the F66, the two Mini Coopers that we'll have for the next 6-7 years, ICE and petrol together.